This video is a redo of the curing of phobia without words, mostly because back then I didn't have any technical setup, so the audio quality is terrible. It's worth redoing. Now, this is based on an experiment that I did a number of years ago. I wanted to know how many words does it take to cure a phobia. And we had a little competition in the NLP group that I used to run at Southampton General Hospital, which was an experimental hypnosis and NLP group. We met on a regular basis over a number of years. One of the little competitions was how many words does it take to cure a phobia, and what's the smallest number it would take. There had to be a real phobia too, not someone who's just a little bit afraid of stuff. And so we had to really refine our skills. And one of the things it really helped me become more aware of is how many words are wasted by therapists who do the chit-chat and all that excess rapport building and explanations rather than just getting on and doing the necessary stuff. And you'll see this in a lot of YouTube videos too, where they can't get to the point. A bit like this one. So, curing a phobia without words, I wanted to recreate the structure of the phobia cure and essentially have no words at all, which is hence curing a phobia without words. It went like this. Pre-qualify 4 people who have spider phobias. So assess people ahead of time, find people who've got spider phobias, and get them to agree that we're going to do something that may or may not help them, and I can't tell them what it's going to involve. So they've never worked with me before. They're completely naive to the fast phobia cure, all NLP stuff. Now, because I got spider phobias, I'm able to go to the pet shop that sell things like these as pets, get them to give me a whole load of tarantula skins. Tarantulas shed their skins, and the skins themselves look like tarantulas. At first glance, you wouldn't know it wasn't a tarantula. They're very, very lightweight. They're quite hairy, so the slightest bit of breeze, and they move around. I had a box of these. So I put them in a box. I closed the box up. Written on there is spiders. And that is sitting in the room. Now, in the room also, I have a video camera set up and my laptop computer. And I was working from my living room, so that was positioned on the sofa, opposite the chair, which has the box of spiders in. Client arrives. I show them into the room, and I just indicate towards the chair with the spider box on it. And then I go to the camera, and I'm already recording. And I now just wait. No word is spoken. I give them no instruction whatsoever. Now, invariably, most people with a phobia of something also have a weird fixation with it. And that's something I've noticed a lot with phobic clients. And sometimes, if you've worked with these sort of clients' problems, you'll find that they move from being phobic to being slightly obsessed by it. So you find somebody with a spider phobia who ends up breeding spiders for a living, stuff like that. It flips around the other way. And so I kind of figured natural curiosity would get them to open the box, and all 4 of them did. I didn't indicate for them to do that. I didn't give them any direction. I'm just standing behind the camera. It's presupposed, of course, by the paradigm. Now, they open up the box. They don't really know what they're going to get, and as far as they're concerned, it's a box of tarantulas, and they're all moving. And let's just say it creates a bit of a reaction for people. Now, of course, I'm filming that reaction. And some run straight back up the room again. One person hurled the box across the room and spiders went everywhere. And then fled the scene. Now I'm filming the whole thing. Now, they leave. I now take the memory chip out of the camera and I put it into the laptop. I clear away the spiders in the box. That goes into another room. There's no trace of anything in the room. I now get them to sit in the chair, and they watch the video of themselves freaking out on the laptop. And meanwhile, with my second memory chip in the camera, I'm now filming them as they watch themselves freaking out. There's your dissociation. Once we've done that, I then take the chip out of the camera and I switch it in the computer, and they now watch the video of themselves, watching the video of themselves freaking out. Just recreated the structure of the phobia cure absolutely perfectly. Didn't need to do the black and white, fast forward, rewind, any of that kind of nonsense. Do people actually do that? Seriously? When you get someone to rewind a movie in their imagination, in their imaginary cinema? Does anyone actually do that, really? That's all it took. And it was incredibly successful. Now, as a methodology, I've been using that a lot over the years since I did that testing to see if it actually works, and it does work remarkably well. You can do that with other reactions as well when someone needs to take a good look at themselves. See, sometimes we're so locked inside ways of being until we have an external representation of it, we don't realize we're doing it. And that can be quite useful to see yourself on video camera. And I've always said this of therapists: film yourself working with your clients. Have a look at what your clients see. If you're horrified by what you see, good. It means you can now do something about that, and you don't have to continue perpetrating the nonsense you've been perpetrating. Get a good representation of yourself. And then you may want to have a video of yourself watching yourself. And let's just see how that changes your perception of self, perception of identity. Now, a key point here with the phobia cures, and this is a very common mistake that I've encountered NLPers making. We don't dissociate the person from the stimulus. In fact, the stimulus is irrelevant in phobias because everything and anything can trigger a phobic response if the conditions are right. And so the stimulus of the phobia is irrelevant. It's the response set to the stimulus. It's the response we dissociate people from, not the stimulus. Think about it. A lion up close is going to elicit great fear, in me anyway. Have a look on YouTube, just type in lion accidents. How many people go, "Oh, cute kitty"? Yeah, it never ends well. But a lion that is further away and suitably distanced from me is no longer so scary. If we dissociate from the stimulus in a therapeutic setting, it may well now seem that there's been a result. But sure, bring that lion back again, it's going to be terrifying. That's how these stimulus things work. It's not the stimulus that we dissociate people from. It is the response to the stimulus. It's a very common mistake in practitioners. How do I know that? Because when they come to see me, and let's be honest, most people don't come to see me as their first choice. I am the last resort, not their first resort. I've normally got clients who've been through the mill from other practitioners first, and I get to hear what they have done, and this seems to be a common mistake that people make. I think that's what I wanted to do with this video. If you have any questions, comments, any additions, any refinements that you want to add, use that comment section below. Click the like button. Here's one. Actually, it's not mine. I saw this on a forum. I think it was Reddit. It may not have been. When you've got them in the cinema room, in the projection room, looking at the cinema screen, actually give the person a physical remote control to hold. Put them in control. It's one of those weird little refinements. I quite like that. See you in the next video.